So once we've got that run through, this is the final presentation sheet that I created, and I'll go through and tell you some of the things I had done with it, why it looks like it does. The um, the major underlying image is a background that was imported. I darkened it in a Photoshop type tool. And the tower is a ray traced rendering. And the reason for that, the reason for spending that time and going out to ray tracing was to get that kind of a reflectivity in the glass, which I think really helped the imagery. But in the other three views, these are all standard Revit views of the model. I've cut a section through the model to, I don't know, kind of expose it a little bit. I don't think this is quite as effective as it could be. It's not really clear that it's a section. Um, I thought this plan view was interesting. This is just adding transparency in the settings of the rendering. And the final one is just a standard elevation. Um, and like I said, in this case, one of the things I had done was I set the glazing to be highly reflective and rendered this. And then when I came back to these, in order to make sure that these didn't become black, which is typically what happens when the surfaces are shiny and they're not ray traced, I then reverted the glass to something that was less reflective, so it would also render okay. So that's a basic overview of the, and I'll go back out to Revit and see if I missed anything here. Um, create 4 points, create NURBS from it, make a second rotation, then rotate the whole assembly of the both plates by creating a list, rotate it some amount of degrees, and then do a little shift to the floor plate if you want curve, but that could actually be left out. And then we actually build the tower, space the floors in this setting. We loft all, or we move all of the floor plates up. We then select out the specific lines for lofting to create our panelized facade, which is a Lunchbox plugin or node, and we thicken up some floor plates. We do that by thickening only one side so it moves in the right direction. So we use a surface thicken that has the both sides functionality. And because we wanted it to go down instead of up, we just put a -2 in there. And then we export it using direct shape by geometry. So once again, as always, I'm excited to see what you guys can do with similar concepts and experimentation with the geometry.